All right, super exciting day today. We are about to pour the concrete for our slab here at the back of the Marine Centre. We are planning to build a new drying rack. The one that used to be here was abysmal. You could barely put anything down there. I'll see if I can find a photo of it. If I do, it'll be right here. Otherwise, yeah, basically today is the pour day, so they're going to pour this whole slab down. We've designed and we've actually got the materials for all the aluminum that's going to be going in. I should say aluminium, someone's going to smash me for that. And basically once this concrete's poured, we'll erect the structure for the drying rack, and then we've got these hard plastic mats to go down to cover the flooring and everything, and then we'll have a seat in the corner here as well so guests can sit down easily, because right now the only place for them to sit is basically along these stairs, which is not ideal, because if you're coming out of the showers you open the door straight into the back of someone else. Not ideal at all. So let's get to pouring. Alright, so today marks the first day of fabricating all of the basically fabricating the drying rack that we're going to put outside the Marine Centre. So we have laid the concrete down, and this morning I'm cutting up all my bits and pieces, which I've already cut up. Yes, I did forget to film that, my bad. So right now I'm just marking out all the pieces where I'm going to drill my holes, and they're going to be the footing to the posts. And so my posts are just here. So about these are all 2 metre lengths, so those end caps are going to sit just on the end here. And then once that's in, we'll drill them in, or measure it out, drill them in to the concrete. I've actually got recommended to use these concrete screws, so we're going to use them, see how they go to anchor everything down. And then once all the posts are anchored in, then we'll measure up all the beams, all the cross members, whatever you want to call them, which I've actually got 40 mil here, 40 mil tubing. So the reason we went 40 mil is so with our coat hangers, it's the best diameter for the coat hangers to go on and actually stay on there, so they don't actually fly off in the wind. So that was that design feature. So I'm just going to keep going with all these measurements. I'll finish marking them out, and then we'll get to drilling them. Alright, so now all these pieces are finished or drilled out, deburred, so they should be nice and smooth. So the plan basically is I've got in my jig just here, so these are the posts that are going up, so these are basically going to sit on like so. Alright, nice and simple. And then basically those anchor screws will go through and into the concrete. So I'm about to tack all of these in place, and then I'll come through and TIG weld them all into place. So I'm planning on doing 4 corners, or 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully I get the strongest adhesion and penetration and everything like that. So let's get it done. Alright, so I just finished tacking all of these plates together onto the main support struts that'll hold up the entire drying rack. So here's all of them, all tacked on. Alright, so just finished welding my last little footing on here. So this is my last one that went on. And if I can say so myself, for someone who's barely done any welding, that's actually come together pretty damn good.
So that's all of them finished.
And so next step from here will be actually to mark them out on the slab, figure out where they're all going to go, and then we're going to drill into the concrete and put some of those anchor screws in. And so now we're going to actually start putting all the posts in and measuring it out, making sure it all fits nicely. And if we have to do any adjustments, this is where we'll do it before we put all those cross members up and the actual main part of the whole assembly. So let's get to it. So I've just got my first two posts up. This is one of them. It's very, very difficult to figure out if they're square in the right position. The slab is all curved, and yeah, it's just been a nightmare. We'll see how it all turns out at the end. It's been a while since I have done my last update. Got all the posts in, as you can see, and we actually plumbed them in. So we put some spaces underneath them to make sure all the poles were nice and straight and nice and level. That's all been finished, and then you can see at the back there we've started welding in the back cross members. I got maintenance to help me with those ones because they did all the angles and made it all really schmick, and so now we just go do all the straight cuts. So that's what we're up to right now, so let's get into it. So basically my plan this morning is I'm going to tack all of these in and then measure the next post. So the next one I'm going to measure is between this post and the next one. So I'll measure, cut those in, then I'll do this one, and then I'll tack those two in. Then I'll do, then I gotta check my drawing because I'm not sure if I gotta do 40mm tubing on like a second row or if I gotta do 25mm tubing. But it's all in my drawings, I've got that all sorted, so I'll just reference them when I get to that, so that way I make no mistakes. it's finally finished. The drying rack is complete. We finished with these end caps on top. We have also finished the flooring. That's all done. Even got a nice guard in here. And so this is the finished product. All we're going to do is just put that fence back in and we're done. It has definitely been a project and a half. It's taken at least a couple months to complete this. Yeah, so from the initial conception, the planning, the ordering, getting everything delivered here, because that probably takes the longest part, to then putting this all together. Putting it together is actually the quick part, but getting all the designs, everything, it's come together really, really well. I'm super stoked with it, and it's already in full use, and the amount of dry wetsuits that we get and the speed at which we can have wetsuits used, washed, dried, returned, and then used again by this system is a great help to us. So super, super stoked with the project, and on to the next one.